The last time an object of this kind approached the sun, it ended in catastrophe. That object took a fatal turn and wiped out the dinosaurs. This time, the visitor is even bigger 4 times bigger. It's called 3I-ATLAS, and it's coming from deep space, racing through our solar system with astonishing speed and unpredictability. But more than its sheer size or speed, what unsettles scientists most is how eerily familiar this event feels. When world-renowned physicist Michio Kaku saw the early data, he broke down in tears. Why? Because to him, it felt like a story repeating itself, only this time the entire human race is watching. If this object shifts course, Earth could be in its path. This isn't science fiction. It's unfolding now. 66 million years ago, something fell from the sky. It was a rock only 10 kilometers wide, but it struck Earth with such ferocity that it triggered global wildfires, blocked out the sun, and caused an extinction-level winter. The dinosaurs had no warning. Scientists eventually discovered that this asteroid had first curved in toward the sun like a normal object before veering off and hitting Earth. Today, something chillingly similar is happening. On July 1st, telescopes detected a massive object coming from deep space, heading toward the sun. Named 3I-ATLAS, it isn't 10 kilometers wide, it's nearly 20 kilometers across. Twice the diameter, 4 times the volume. When Kaku examined the initial data, he was visibly shaken. He understood what a misstep by such an object could mean. This new body is traveling at over 150,000 miles per hour. Unlike objects that orbit around the sun, 3I-ATLAS isn't looping, it's moving in a straight, almost deliberate path. That alone reveals something remarkable. It's not native to our solar system. It's interstellar, like Oumuamua and Borisov before it, but this one is much larger, much faster, and far more energetic. And, disturbingly, it's coming from the same direction that ancient killer came from the sun. Kaku, in an emotional interview, warned that we might be witnessing a cosmic echo. A pattern repeating itself. Last time, it ended a world. This time, we might have a chance not just to survive it, but to understand it. He called it a test for our generation. As 3I-ATLAS approaches the sun, the same question echoes across the globe. Will it change course? There's something off about how this object is moving. It's not simply fast, it's too fast. It's not just arriving from deep space, it's coming from the densely packed, chaotic heart of the galaxy, a place few interstellar travelers are ever seen emerging from. Michio Kaku, a physicist who's spent decades decoding space for the public, sees something deeply unusual in 3I-ATLAS. It's not just a comet or a rock, he explained. It's a riddle and maybe a warning. Unlike normal comets, which tumble, shed dust erratically, and spin off-center, this one behaves like a guided missile. Its trajectory is unnervingly straight. It's outgassing. The process by which gas escapes its surface doesn't behave typically. It's not random, it's uneven, even rhythmic in ways that don't fit natural models. Kaku described it simply: natural comets are like messy, melting ice balls. This one feels clean, precise. It doesn't add up. The eerie part. Later this year, 3I-ATLAS will pass behind the sun. During that window of several weeks, it will vanish from our instruments. Telescopes won't be able to track it. We'll be blind, and if it alters course during that time, we won't know until it reemerges, possibly on a trajectory that intersects Earth. That's why Kaku is concerned. He remembers Oumuamua, how it sped up with no visible cause. Some scientists even speculated it was artificial. But 3I-ATLAS makes Oumuamua look like a pebble. This thing is larger, faster, and more precise. Kaku noted that whatever this is, it seems to be entering our system with purpose. Whether that purpose is natural or not, we don't yet know. But it's not just its size, it's the behavior, the direction, the velocity. If this were just another comet, Kaku said, I wouldn't be crying. That statement silenced a room full of scientists. Because when someone like Kaku cries, it's not out of fear. It's because he understands something others might not. And this time, the stakes are beyond anything we've faced initially. 3-1 ATLAS appears to be on a safe trajectory, expected to pass roughly 167 million miles from Earth this December. That distance sounds comforting until you realize how uncertain that path is. The problem isn't where it is now, it's what might happen next. As it moves closer to the sun, it heats up. When that happens, gases inside it start to burst out small explosions of vapor that act like tiny thrusters. This is called OUTGASSING. In normal comets. These shifts are minor. But 3I Atlas is anything but normal. It's 20 kilometers wide and moving at 68 kilometers per second. Even a tiny push from outgassing or radiation could dramatically shift its trajectory. Kaku emphasized this with a chilling statement: the margin of error is razor thin. It doesn't take much to send something this massive off course. And that course could lead here. The asteroid that hit Earth 66 million years ago came from a similar trajectory, falling inward toward the sun, only to be pulled into Earth's path. It wasn't aimed at Earth at first, but it turned. Kaku points to that pattern. Objects like this often seem harmless until they're not. Right now, 3I ATLAS is still far away, and we can't yet predict how it will behave when its gases fully activate. Some simulations show it drifting slightly. Others show catastrophic course shifts millions of miles. And as it begins to curve around the sun, it will vanish from our view. That blackout, just as its orbit may begin to shift, could be the most dangerous moment of all. There's another reason Kaku has been so emotional about this event. What if 3I Atlas isn't alone? In recent years, we've detected 3 interstellar objects after centuries of seeing none. That sudden increase has raised alarms. Were we just blind before? Or are they starting to arrive now? Kaku thinks this may be part of something larger. He likens it to seeing one raindrop before a storm. You don't worry when you see one, he said, you worrying when you see a pattern. Some astronomers are now going back through old data, searching for signs, tiny streaks of light that move too fast or too perfectly. A few have found anomalies, objects that appeared briefly, sped by silently, and vanished. What if 3I Atlas is the first visible member of a larger group? A swarm of silent travelers passing through star systems? Or, more unnervingly, what if it's the first wave sent for a purpose? Kaku doesn't leap to conclusions. But he's clear on one point: the idea that this is a one-time event doesn't feel right. And now, in observatories around the world, quiet conversations are turning into serious inquiry. Are we looking at natural debris from shattered planetary systems, or are we being studied? As 3I Atlas nears its solar encounter, Kaku's tone has grown more urgent. In a recent appearance, his voice cracked as he said, "This is not the time for silence, this is the time for clarity." He's called on global space agencies to prioritize full-spectrum tracking of 3I Atlas, not just for scientific curiosity, but for planetary defense. Because if this object were to change course, we currently have no way of stopping it. NASA's DART mission proved we can nudge small, slow-moving rocks. But this isn't a small rock, it's enormous, fast, and from outside our solar system. It's not something we can push. It's something we can only watch and prepare for. Kaku insists this isn't about fear, it's about readiness. Because this object represents more than just danger. It reminds us how fragile life on Earth truly is. We build telescopes to see. Now we must have the wisdom to act on what we find. For Kaku, this isn't just about one interstellar body, it's about what comes next. Will we move on and forget? Or will we begin to treat these cosmic visitors as serious threats? Because if 3I Atlas turns, fragments, or slows, we will know one thing for sure: we were warned. And this time, we were watching. There's a specific moment scientists fear most. Early December, that's when 3I ATLAS will pass directly behind The sun, from Earth's vantage point, it will become invisible. Telescopes won't be able to see it. Communications will be blocked. It's called a solar conjunction. For most space objects, it's routine. But when the object in question is flying at 150,000 miles per hour and could shift with even the slightest force, the gap becomes critical. Michio Kaku refers to this period as the cosmic blink, a moment where for several weeks we'll be flying blind. If anything changes its speed, its direction, even if it breaks apart, we won't know until it's too close. Kaku describes it as watching a car speed toward an intersection, then losing the camera feed right before the turn. When the signal returns, it could be on a collision course. And if that's the case, the time to act might have already run out. This is not fiction. This is orbital mechanics gold, real and unforgiving. If this were a Hollywood story, the object would slow down, open up, or send a message. But this isn't a film, and maybe that's the most terrifying part. 3.1 ATLAS behaves mostly like a natural object, but not entirely. It's shedding material far from the sun. Its trajectory is unusually precise. And its origin deep in the galactic core is unsettling. Michio Kaku puts it plainly. This is the moment where science meets mystery. We don't know if it's just a comet or something more, but it's forcing humanity to face an uncomfortable possibility that we may not be alone, and that we're being noticed. This could be an ancient fragment, a cosmic relic from another system.